Field for tonight's 13th and final race comes to the post behind Parade Marshal Kathy McDonald. One is Creole, owned by Eddie George, driven by David Miller. 2 is Winsome's Garrett, owned by Don Bolin Jr. Rangeman is Keith Haynes. 3 is Osborne's Clover, owned by Marvin and Eleanor Cline, driven by Ken Cline. 4, PANT-O-MIME, owned by Johnny and Robert Stant with Jeff out aboard. 5 is Aim Too High, owned by Jeffrey Dotson and Ralph Aronson, in the bike Brad Hanners. 6, Oh Yeah, owned by Beverly Landon and Del S. Miller. 7 is Renfield Sweet, owned by Cora Norman with Hugh Beatty. 8 is Berkshire Tip, owned by Harold Warren with driver Jack Daly. 9 is My Flirt, owned by Frank Reinhardt. Rangeman is Mike Wilder. And 10, Fantastic Flight, owned by Allison Hensler, with a late driver change to Darren Mauser. That's the field of 10 for the Superfecta and Exacta Nightcap. Post time in 5 minutes. Final race pacers at the gate and moving through the clubhouse turn. Gate is moving. All lined up. They're on their way. From between horses, Osborne's Clover takes the lead. Creole is along the rail, middle of the racetrack. Aim Too High on the move from third. Rushing up on the far outside, Berkshire Tip to fourth. As they move midway on the opening turn, Winsome Garrett drives to fifth from out of the second tier. Fantastic Flight is sixth. PANT-O-MIME is seventh, followed by Oya up on the outside. As they move to the quarter-mile pole, Renfield Sweet and My Flirt, that's the 10. Opening up a quick 28-1. 2 deep past the stands, right down the highway. Kenny Cline and Osborne's Clover. Going to be a torturous journey for long shot Berkshire Tip. Brad Hanners fills the gap with Aim Too High. Creole adds some spice to the mix fourth. She completes the top 4 as they are on a total mission at the half-mile pole. 2 more lengths to Winsome's Garrett, who is fifth. Gapping Fantastic Flight. PANT-O-MIME is up on the outside. Oya is next. The trailers are Renfield Sweet and My Flirt. 56-4. Speeding down the backstretch. By a tight length, Osborne's Clover. Brad Hanners tugs the right line. Earplugs are out, and here comes Aim Too High. Creole is up on the outside with a golden journey. Here comes PANT-O-MIME on the far outside, and this one's got chalk written all over it. Racing by 3/4 in 127-2. Around the far turn, Aim Too High. Creole, PANT-O-MIME is next. Giving way along the rail, Osborne's Clover. Winsome Garrett is in the center. Here's Renfield Sweet up on the far outside, trying to get a share of the super. Racing through the stretch. Brad Hanners is all over the 5. It's Aim Too High, which he's not good enough. Here comes Creole to get the lead. It's Creole, PANT-O-MIME second, Aim Too High third, Renfield Sweet fourth. Here comes the unofficial winner. 1 Creole for a 8-year-old bay mare by Panorama out of Hot Swinger. Owned in Zanesville by Eddie George, trained by Edwin George. Given a well-judged drive by Dave Miller. Covering them out here in 157-3. 1 Creole the winner and a 4-bagger tonight for driver Dave Miller. Robin Burns, on behalf of the staff and management, thank you for joining us here this evening. And on your way home, please drive carefully. We'll go again tomorrow, first post at 12, live racing 7:35. Good night from Scioto Downs.